There's a bunch of videos up there, right? There's just a couple of videos that are not in good. They're just
after this. A year ago, I was counseled on IG Live by my company commander. Tell me why the battalion commander approved for the company commander to counsel me on live before the counseling ever took place.
Whoa, we have a spicy update. Mind you, while I took my almost year hiatus for my own issues with similar issues like this, where this soldier was counseled on Instagram Live over their social media policy. Now, put that in mind real quick. They did something wrong on social media, so this captain then took them on social media and embarrassed them, essentially, is what they were trying to do, is what most people have implied as they've covered the story. Check this out.
There's a bunch of videos up there, right? There's just a couple of videos that are not in good. They're just
after this?
Yes.
Which one?
So you know you started counseling, right? And we had you write a whole essay on online misconduct, social media misconduct, right? And you still.
Where'd you get your husband from bed?
Why? I went on your TikTok yesterday. And you still got that Jack Pallet video up there.
I took that off on Instagram and Facebook.
You took it off on Instagram and Facebook. Y'all hear that? She took it off of Instagram and Facebook, but she did not take it off of all of her social media platforms.
Okay, so hard to kind of understand, but to just reinforce what was said was, apparently she was counseled about some pallet jack video that was on all three social medias. Now, I have covered stuff about this person that has had some hot water as well from other topics with, for example, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and kind of the comments with that. But this is a previous incident before that. So if you're correlating these two people. Now, with that, then they're like, hey, I did remove two of them. I don't know what this counseling chit said, whether it meant take all three down from everywhere. I don't know what the verbiage said. So me and you as the audience are kind of left out from this entire situation. Like, this is a weird type counseling. It's a little performative in my opinion, looking at it. Not as constructive. It feels like it's like I'm trying to be hard and set an example for that camera there, but I'm really trying to also be I'm trying to be passive aggressively nice, but also just destroy you in front of the entire live feed. But here we are. Now check this out, as Kenesha Collins has officially talked about her situation a year later following this.
I'm so fucking upset. I'm mad as hell. I'm fucking leaving. I'm probably gonna have to go behavior health and talk to somebody after this shit. But I'ma just be this shit a year later. I just got the sworn statements back from the chain of command that took place in Hawaii. I don't know if y'all remember, if you didn't know. A year ago, I was counseled on IG Live by my company commander. Tell me why everybody knew about this shit. Let me not say everybody. Tell me why the battalion commander approved for the company commander to counsel me on live before the counseling ever took place. She gave the company commander permission. She knew about it. These folks plotted and talked to other people and said, we gonna counsel Sign Collins on Instagram Live. So now it makes sense why the company commander had a countdown video counting down to the counseling, because the shit was already planned prior to. Y'all already knew what was going on. To gaslight me, like this shit, oh Lord, I'm getting a headache. But what's even crazier, to come back and say I wasn't bullied, hazed, nothing was retaliation, reprisal. When I made IG complaints, I made congressionals. They didn't do nothing. They made me seem like I was fucking crazy. And I got a whole... If y'all knew the half of the shit that I know now. And there's probably stuff I still don't even know. But I'm fucking living.
You're playing by house rules. And unfortunately, there's a slithery little snake that's coming through. And people that are on social media understand how this game works out. Now, it is funny because the fact everyone went after the captain for doing this. Now, the bright idea fairy, somebody could have been battalion commander, could have been somebody else. But battalion commander gave that authority to her. I don't think she would have done that without the approval or top cover from somebody that is on that higher level to make sure if there are any legal ramifications that might have come down. If so, it would have been kind of scary for that captain. Now, we're going to get into the jargons of definitions and stuff eventually, because that's important for current understanding of harassment and bullying and things like that, that Kenesha Collins, sergeant or staff sergeant now, is talking about. But if you saw in that video, there is a get right or get fit annotation in the comments where it shows another fellow Army creator, now retired, Get Right or Get Fit, had been on this live and actually video recorded some of it as well.
So let me get this straight. You counseled a service member on Instagram Live, on your personal Instagram Live, and then you do a sworn statement and said that I watched the video and to get a bad perception of you in order to make money? Are you kidding me? So let me get into it. So first of all, apparently the serviceman who got counseled is in some trouble right now, whatever. And they did an investigation. And in the investigation, that commander that counseled the soldier on live is calling my name all up and through there, talking about I watched the video and with intentions to get a bad perception of her so I can make money. You counsel a soldier on Instagram Live. There is no other perception. And the only reason why, because you said you had 6,000 followers and only 6 people were following, and one of them were me, and I'm not one of your followers. Let me tell you why I was watching.
Oh, hi. If y'all don't know,
you did a countdown. You did a countdown to you counseling a soldier. You did a countdown to when you were going to counsel a soldier on your Instagram Live. That's why I was tuned in. You did a countdown. You didn't just do the counseling. And the fact that you and your battalion commander agreed that it was okay for y'all to counsel a soldier on Instagram Live is just baffling to me. According to your sworn statement. According to your sworn statement, the battalion commander agreed too. Like I said, don't call my name. Don't call my name. I've advocated for soldiers my entire Army career. I've always been that way, and it was never about money for me. So at the end of the day, you counseled a soldier on Instagram Live. All I did was screen record it and make my commentary. When you open yourself up to the public, you are opening yourself up to public scrutiny. Whatever that may be. Might be public agreeing with you. Some people won't. But at the end of the day, you made it public. It wasn't just your followers. You did a public thing and you did a countdown leading up to it. All because it was that soldier. So you were upset because what you intended to do to that soldier, which is embarrass her, it flipped on you and everybody was calling you out. That's what happened. And IO, while you went to my video and you screenshot and all that, all the comments and everything under my videos, you could have called me. You could have inboxed me. You could have asked me all those questions, because never once did she inbox me directly and try to clear up anything. I didn't get a request to take a video down. I don't recall that. I don't recall that at all. But I guess that doesn't matter. When you're trying to get somebody, you're going to do what you got to do to get them. And I get that. But keep me out of it. I told you, don't call my name. Don't call my name. I don't bother nobody. I'm staying out the way. But at the end of the day, when you call my name, I'm always going to defend myself. You made that choice, ma'am. You decided to counsel that soldier, and God did a Uno reverse. And that is what it is. Hopefully you've learned your lesson and that you're doing better as you go on and progress in your career. I hope this helps. You have the day that you deserve. Next slide.
So the captain, instead of reaching out to people or trying to correct any of the stuff, the narrative, and be like, this is the thought process, was mad at how the public perceived this. Now, this was not just these two individual creators. There are several others. You could look across Instagram, TikTok, not Regs, all these other places where people were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whatever happened to punishing in private and praising in public?
Hey, Captain Willie, I just want to know your thought process of going on Instagram Live and counseling this soldier in front of the public, right? Matter of fact, I already know your thought process. You don't fucking answer that. You wanted to show said soldier that she was not bigger than the motherfucking program, right? You didn't like the following bitch she had, the attention she was bringing. You did not fucking like that. So what you decided to do in your peasy ass brain was walk to the Lieutenant Colonel office, ask for permission, walk to the soldier, and counsel her on fucking live. You even had like a cute little fucking countdown too, which you was too fucking excited for this. You was way too fucking excited. You figured I'll fucking blast a soldier online. I look like a great fucking captain. The streets will fucking cheer for me. Balloons will be fucking raised. And a fucking banner with Captain Whitney will drop down on U.S. Army headquarters and my motherfucking name. And instead, you're getting roasted on fucking line. Terrible choice. What you did backfired, honestly. They went to the soldier page. They followed the soldier to see what the fuck was going on. They liked the soldier content. They stayed with the soldier. And now you have hundreds and thousands of people calling you a fucking idiot on TikTok. It's not like there's a lot of fucking Captain Whitney's over at fucking Hawaii. It's probably fucking not. When you post a video on any fucking website, you agree to fair use, all right? Which means any content creator can see your video and react to it, all right? As long as it's facts and not opinionated, we're good. So for you to add other content creator names in the paperwork you fucking had because you're mad that they talk bad about you, is fucking crazy. When you obviously tried to bully this fucking soldier online. You wanted everyone to bully the soldier with you. Just be lucky I wasn't out here like that when that video first fucking came out, because I would have blew that shit up out of proportion, and honestly, you probably would have been fucking relieved.
Now, I would say my kind of take on this would be, if this person said anonymously there is a soldier that has a following that did X, Y, and Z, and people made those connections anonymously, not understanding, and you didn't give them a name or whatever, yeah, we could learn a lot from those lessons as an officer, looking at how you lead, taking examples, and I think that's what we do across all of social media in general. But this is where it gets quite slippery. Now, let's go back to the fact of Sergeant Kenesha Collins said they found any harassment or bullying to not be part of this. Now, I'm like, okay, how could I look back at this? You know, does two wrongs don't make a right, but let's look at the instruction, because that's what the Army is going to fall back on. So here, this is the instruction here. And just under unlawful harassment A, it says unlawful harassment includes but is not limited to unwelcome conduct, intimidation, ridicule, insult, offensive comments or jokes, or physical conduct based on race, color, religion, sex, whether or not sexual nature, national origin, age, disability, genetic information, or reprisal when employees' acceptance or rejection of such conduct explicitly or implicitly forms the basis for a tangible employment action affecting the employee, or the conduct is sufficiently severe or pervasive as to alter the terms, conditions, or privileges of the employee's employment, or otherwise create a hostile or abusive work environment. Words mean something. Interpretation means something with that. And some of this could apply. Is it based on any of these factors of her race, age, all of these other things? I mean, you have to link that somehow, but I will say it is a form of intimidation. I think a lot of people saw through that as she was trying to be intimidating maybe to the sergeant, is where a lot of people online are alluding to this and talking about it. And there are some other factors from this instruction where they're like, you have to be impacted negatively in your work performance and things like that. And that's where they get you, because they're going to be like, well, they still got good evaluations or whatever. They're still doing well. You know, they can spin anything. They can turn a turd into a shining piece of gold if they wanted to. But, you know, I'll be honest, Kenesha Collins during this time did rank up from E5 sergeant to staff sergeant. And apparently, even 2 days after this entire incident and all this blow up, actually excelled and was above her peers.
Hey y'all, real quick. So y'all remember when I was telling y'all about the soldier who was counseled on IG Live, and like her commander counseled her on IG Live. So that soldier had to go to AOC like a few days after that. So after her story had went viral, she had to go to AOC. And let me tell you what she did. She graduated today as the distinguished leader. That's how you do that. That is how you do that. That's how you take the adversity that you're going through. That's how you channel. That's how you focus with everything that she had going on, just being counseled and saying that she was being recommended for Article 15 because of her videos. People trying to say that she wasn't professional enough. She wasn't this, she wasn't that. This soldier still went to school 2 days after all of that, after all her story went viral, and came out today as the distinguished leader. Son Collins, we are so proud of you. I can't wait to see you pin on staff sergeant.
there was something posted on Not in Regs, which is a fellow creator, reposter of content in the military, which posted some of this content to begin with, and I responded back because they only showed a small snippet of the very beginning of this video. And I wrote there and I said, I'm covering this because there is more. And they had 21 likes. Now other people were like, you should post a video. But Kenesha Collins responds back and says that you're the main one who constantly spreads misinformation. You don't even know what's going on. I'm the one that spreads misinformation? Or do I just look at what you've actively shown the public, by the way, of your case? I don't have your documents. So I'm going to talk about your case from publicly sourced information. I wrote you on TikTok as well, which, by the way, you didn't respond. Maybe you're mad that I covered your other story where I maybe didn't agree with some of what you said, but let's just stick to what this story is about. I get worried about things with the military where I'm like, we say certain things, but then we do other things, right? Like what I said, oh, we praise in public and we punish in private. Or the fact that we handle things at the lowest level. Going on Instagram Live is not the lowest level. Having a conversation with any of these individuals, which, by the way, the one individual that you saw was a sergeant first class that retired, that they were trying to drag her through the mud with this entire situation as well. I am just like, can we get back to war fighting? Like the videos, the social media police, the whatever. I'm like, if you're a leader, I understand why there are reasons that we would want to monitor social media. But I'm like, to do it to this degree, I think some people are looking for things. I think some people are stretching for things. And then when there's the checks and balances of the legal system or whatever, we find a lot of people are actually okay. And there are a lot of people that are just looking to ram anything in to see if they can get something to stick. And I don't know why that is, why there's this contention of social media kind of influence versus command influence and these kind of bumps. It's really dumb to me because I think a lot of people on social media are just trying to like talk about military stuff, trying to like actually make somewhat of a benefit to this society. But unfortunately, there are sometimes when it goes too far, and some people have different levels or gauges to that. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below.